You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Atwater Village Theater for the Open Fist Theater Company presentation of Welcome to Your Alternative Reality.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with...
I'm Bjorn Johnson. I'm so happy you came to the show tonight. Thanks. I am a former member of the Open Fist Theater Company. I spent 15 years in New York before I came to LA doing sort of the Broadway regional theater thing. I'm out here many more years than that. And I do TV, film, theater. I love doing theater, and when this opportunity came up, I jumped at it.
This piece was kind of sketch comedy. It was kind of satire. It was kind of political. What's your take on that?
Well, what I love about this piece is it when you sit down and start watching, it feels like you're going to see an evening of sketch. And then it starts to dawn on you that, wait a minute, this is actually interwoven. These aren't just little pieces. This isn't a series of bonbons. This is actually an entire dessert, a whole cake. And I think that's great. Also, it is very political. I would never say that it's nonpartisan because I don't think it is. But what I love about it is I think it's something that Trump supporters can come and watch and also laugh. Like really get the human humor of it, because it's not degrading to anyone. It doesn't have an axe to grind per se. But it's got a lot to say at the same time. So it's thrilling.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, again, I agree it won't offend people, but I also agree that it's actually very funny. And for a comedy, that's kind of important that it be funny.
Maybe it can offend everybody a little bit, but it doesn't. It's got a lot of heart, the piece, I think, and it doesn't really talk down on anyone, which is something that's hard to do in when you're doing satire. You want to skewer what the truth is, but you also, there's no reason to victimize anyone, per se.
Yeah, but I also thought it was very intellectual, too, because it did talk a little bit about with Yeats, and it talked about poetry, and it talked about, dreams and foreshadowing.
Yeah, that's right, and it involves so many different sort of styles. Yes, it feels like the overall style is perhaps sketch, but there's a kind of a Bergman moment where all of a sudden it's Ingmar Bergman, and you think, holy cow, is it a dove flying overhead or is it a falcon? It gets very Abbott and Costello at some moments. There's other things that are very 70s kind of the Second City, and there's even sort of a Shakespearean bit that goes on too. So yeah, I'm glad you saw that.
Well, first of all, again, I enjoyed myself. I thought it was funny. I thought it was deep also, and I thought it had a lot of really good actors in it.
That's great. That's really great to hear. It is a really wonderful bunch to work with. As I said, I am a former company member. I've directed a number of plays with this company. I've acted in a number of plays with this company, but I've been gone for some time. So coming back was thrilling because some of my favorite actors are in this. I get to play with some of my favorite actors from the company. At the same time, there's a whole series of other people I'd never met before, and even more exciting, there's one young actress, Kylie Eberhardt, who I remember her when she just joined the company, and she was always very truthful and very authentic. But to see how much more imagination she brings to her work, I think she's terrific in this show. And she's making choices that are not obvious, and she's making choices that are, I think, deeply funny driven from a personal level. So that's thrilling to me too, to see development in a fellow company member like that.
Once again, I really enjoyed myself. I thought it was very humorous, and I really enjoyed your acting.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you came. Live theater means something, and for a radio station like you guys to support it is terrific. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you once again for being on the show.
It's a pleasure.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Beth Robbins. I got my master's at UCI. I've been with the Open Fist Theater for about 10 years, and we're really happy to be in this space now. We've not had a space for a couple of years.
This is actually a very interesting show. Again, it's more of a sketch comedy. There are actually some recurring characters throughout the entire
Yes, there were. There's a through line of a couple of characters that kind of pulls it all together, but it's mostly sketches, sort of a comment on the state of the country as it is now.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Oh, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of raunchy, political, fun stuff. I mean, I don't know really how to describe it, but they should be ready to laugh.
Actually, again, I did find it humorous. Again, it's very hard to find good humor in theater because it's so hard. Obviously, you know the old line, dying is easy, comedy is hard.
Yeah, that's true. Well, this is a really amazing group of people that were put together. The directors, Ron and Catherine, this is pretty much what they do, a lot of what they do, and a lot of the people in the cast have worked with them before. I never have, I've always wanted to, so this was a great opportunity for me to do this, and it was just fun from start to finish. We played and played and played until we finally had to make decisions, and we did it.
I guess my take on this would be that it was a fun play.
Yes.
It was just fun. That's a good description.
It's fun. I mean, it's not going to change your life. It's not going to change your views. It just is fun. Just a silly and fun and fast-paced, and there's no way you can be bored.
Yeah. Well, again, I really enjoyed myself. I enjoyed your acting in it, and I enjoyed the cast also.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Josh Band-Aid. I am an actor and writer from Los Angeles, California. You can find me on the next season of Adam Ruins Everything, as well as various commercials across your TV.
Great. Now, first of all, this is a very interesting piece. Again, I deal solely in theater. This is more kind of sketch comedy, but again, it was live. Yeah. So again, it is theater.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think the difference between sketch and this is a really consistent through line, a really consistent message, whereas a lot of sketch you see, like at Second City or IO, these great places that do sketch, they're really playing for the comedy, whereas this has a very central message, and even some characters that make reappearances and tell a really interesting story. I think a lot of us are going through the same thing the main characters are going through.
You actually played one of those characters, one of those through-line characters.
Yeah, I do. I play Mr. Green. He's an older gentleman, and he is, I think, dealing with the fact that the planet that he knew and loved is not going to be the same planet that his daughter, granddaughter are going to experience, and he's just fed up with the rest of his population, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I really enjoyed your character. I thought you. First of all, I thought it was funny.
Oh, thank you.
And I also thought that, well, you kind of added a serious note to it also at the same time.
Yeah, I definitely based him off of my own grandfather, who you could say he has a real subtle humor, real dry humor, and I think for him it's comedy, but it's based on something that's very real, a real frustration. Why not? And for me it was just so much fun to play. Being able to do both is like dream come true.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Yeah, people are coming to see this. Basically, all that angst and all of that sort of unbridled raw passion that you see on Facebook and social media has sort of been refined into a very clear and positive message that's not afraid to skewer both sides of an argument politically. It's basically, you got to come see it. It's a Ron West, Catherine Butterfield kind of thing, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed the piece. I thought it was funny, and I thought the acting was very good in it.
Oh, thank you. We really we have a lot of fun as a cast. It's definitely a really high-paced piece, and I hope people enjoy it.
Well, thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Kylie Eberhardt. I'm originally from Chicago. I've been in Los Angeles for 10 years now, and it's great to be working with Ron doing some sketch work.
I thought this was very funny. I enjoyed myself a lot tonight. Yeah, and actually, but I did notice that there were some actual through characters in there.
Yes. So I I play Jennifer, and she's an actress that is very thrown off by the current political situation that we're in, and she keeps having this nightmare, which is very much like a Yeats poem, which is called The Second Coming. And so she and this other man named Scott keep having a recurring dream, and they meet in the dream, and they don't quite understand what's going on, but they know that something bad is happening. And basically, the Falcon in the dream is supposed to be President Trump, and that it just keeps, and we don't know what to do, and finally we have to snap out of this dream of like, we have to organize ourselves and the audience to try and change the second act. So 2 years from now, we got to get our shit together and like get this Falcon out of here. And then we meet in the very end on an airplane where we both kind of having our like dreams come true, and we're getting our lives together, and everything isn't perfect, but we're on the right track. So gotta just hold on for the next 2 years.
So basically, if my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Really quick, funny comedy. There is some heavier scenes. No, it's very funny and raunchy, but then also very to the point with the political situation that we're in right now. There's a lot of slapstick comedy that is very funny, but then we switch to very on-point political scenes.
This actually had a message to it. It was kind of like talk more about than politics. Talk a little bit about the hopelessness, the despair we're going through. It gave it some kind of tangible scenes in regard to that.
Right. I mean, I think depending on where you stand politically, I feel like a lot of people, whether you're Republican or Democrat, kind of feel out of control right now with our current political situation. And, however you voted, or if you didn't vote or whatever, we are dealing with our day-to-day, like North Korea, and what are we doing in Syria, and all of these huge major issues. And then every day you get interesting tweets from our president, and it's like you got to take those, as best you can. And I think the main important thing is that, we're in the situation right now, but we have to act on it instead of just sitting there and saying, I'm in a dream and I'll just sit by and watch things, see things unfold. That's kind of how we got in this situation in the first place. So it's kind of a wake up and, try to take charge of the situation.
Well, I really enjoyed myself. I thought it was very funny, and it actually did have some kind of a message behind it.
Yeah, it was funny, but with a deep, dark underlying message. Yeah.
So I really enjoyed myself. Yeah, and I also enjoyed your acting.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. It was wonderful speaking with you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Paul Misheshin. I'm relatively new to LA, 4 years. This is my first time with Open Fist Theater Company. I'm really happy to be working with Ron West and Catherine Butterfield and this amazing cast, and everybody's really wonderful and such politically charged, humorous material.
You actually played a character in this piece.
I played several. Yeah. Everything from a guy who works for the Department of Health and Human Services who very clearly does not care about either health or human services, to a writer who is trying to find his way in the world while maintaining the integrity of his marriage, and a couple of other characters sort of interspersed in between.
Yeah, what's your take on the writer character?
Well, Scott is really, I kind of think it's really more like Catherine. She wrote personally some of this, but the humor is definitely Catherine's. And what I love about Scott is that he sort of navigates a very insane world of Hollywood, as well as the insane world of the politics of things going on right now, and does it with a great sense of humor. So that's what I really love.
Yeah, I see a lot of leading men like that now. Nowadays, you don't see the perfect leading man. You see more of a goofy guy, but basically, he kind of does his best to go throughout the world.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for saying it, leading man. Yeah. Definitely. I definitely think what I've seen in a lot of leading men is that it's more than just a pretty face in a lot of these fellas, and I think that's great. I know for me, I love bringing my sense of humor to the table, and as much as I love living through something on stage that's difficult or painful in its way, can be very fun for the actor, but difficult or painful or cathartic for the audience. I love getting a chance to do something fun and funny, and this is definitely that opportunity for me, so thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the word behind this. It's kind of fun and it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not too serious, but then again, it kind of does have a deep message behind it.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's definitely a real outlet for people to express their stress and frustration with insanity. I mean, I'll tell you, on stage, when we got through the whole ER sketch, there were definitely some laughs in places we didn't expect, but then there were also a lot of like oohs and ahs about like saying creepy things, you know, like talking about people losing their health care, so maybe they should become suicide bombers. And this is a government official doing that. I mean, it's kind of it's both funny but also like, wait, what? You know, it's very very poignant, and I think it definitely, healthcare is a third rail of the political rail line, and we definitely try to deal with it head on and with humor.
Well, first of all, again, I thought it was very funny. Okay. I enjoyed the acting. I enjoyed your acting in it.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Emily Tunon. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I was raised there and in Panama, and I got bit by the acting bug really early on in 6th grade. And I just kept doing theater, conservatory work, moved out here, got a degree in it, and just kept hitting the ground running and working in productions and film and Telemundo and stuff.
What's your take on this piece?
I really feel like it's current. It's current, it's hard-hitting, it's political, it's funny, it's inclusive, it's everything we need right now.
Well, first of all, my take on it is it was actually funny, and that's the best compliment I can give for any comedy.
It's so true, because sometimes comedies aren't funny at all.
And also, actually, I didn't think this was offensive. Like, you know, some of the political satire you see out there is actually meant to be, you know, biased on one side, and it would offend some people. I don't think anyone would be offended by this.
No, I feel like Ron and Catherine did a really good job at hitting that beautiful line where it's satirical and both sides can appreciate the humor, but also see the reality of the situation.
You actually played a through character in this piece.
I do. I play Nyla, and she happens to be a journalist that is a liberal, and she's forced to sort of give up her point of view to take on what the station would be, what the station's point of view is.
So, what's your take on that character?
My take on that is it was interesting because I don't completely agree with her or agree with her perspective, but taking on that side, I can see where she would think that it's the right way to go.
Maybe when a person in that position becomes more successful, they realize they're part of the system and they gotta compromise.
Exactly. Sometimes in order to get on the train, you have to be a part of the wheels rolling.
Well, once again, I thought this was very funny. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the satire behind it, and I also enjoyed your acting.
Thank you so very much. That makes me feel so happy.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with.
My name is Michael Watterson. I'm an LA actor, and I just recently started working with Open Fist Theater Company after being at the Hollywood Fringe Festival.
Great. And what's your take on this piece?
It's just political satire, just discussing current affairs, so to speak. And it's just, it's definitely for those who are a little concerned about where the world might be going anytime soon. It's a great show to just come and have some laughs and relieve some of that stress.
Yeah, well, first of all, I thought it was funny. I mean, that's the best compliment I can give for a comedy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're laughing, we're doing our job. So that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah, plus, also, I have to say it's not offensive. Because, again, some things like maybe on Saturday Night Live, again, it's meant to be very biased. It would offend some people. I don't think this would offend anyone, really.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, it's definitely, I guess you could say, would lean towards the left, but it runs that nice, fine line of keeping things. It's just a comment on just the absurdity of everything that's going on in general. It's not it's not swaying any certain way, and it's just making fun of things that are really happening, and I think that's why people are enjoying it so much.
Well, I enjoyed the piece. I thought it was funny. I also enjoyed your acting.
Oh, thanks. I tried to act. I did the best. I did the best I could. But yeah, no, we had a lot of fun, and it was just we were just up there having fun and doing what we love to do. And I thank you for saying that. That's really nice of you.
Okay. Well, thank you once again for being on the show.
More problem. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Tisha Terracini Banker. I'm an actress. I was originally born and raised in Ferguson, Missouri, and I came to LA about 20 years ago, and I've been working in theater and commercials and TV ever since. And my first show here at the Open Fist was 15 years ago, so I'm delighted to be back. I'm really excited.
This is kind of an interesting one. I usually don't see this type of theater. Usually I see plays and all that. This is more of a kind of sketch comedy?
Well, Ron West is super famous for this sort of thing. Comes from Second City, and he's really so great with helping us learn a tremendous amount of characters, a tremendous amount of action, a tremendous amount of bits, and cramming it into 90 minutes, and having us all, sort of work together. And one of the best compliments we had was last night. Somebody said, "How many years have you guys worked together as a troupe?" And we're all like, "We met 3 weeks ago." So it's been a wild ride, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, I thought it was very funny. I mean, that's the biggest compliment I can give for a comedy, right? I thought it was funny.
Thank you very much. That's very sweet. It's a lot of fun to do, and it's a lot of fun to come into a group you don't really know, and having read the script 1 or 2 times and sort of having a general idea where it's going to go, but then seeing all these different talented people pop up with characters and voices that you hadn't imagined, and it's really it's such a thrill to be up on stage with these guys.
It kind of had a darkness to it too. Kind of something about the end of times or something like that.
I think a lot of us feel right now like there's a lot going on in the world, and maybe it's not headed in the direction we kind of wanted it to go or thought maybe it was gonna go. And so a lot of the humor comes from trying to cope with that, I think. And so at the end of the day, we want people to leave the theater having laughed a lot. Maybe we make them think, but laughing is truly the best thing that can come out of this.
Well, again, I thought it was very funny. I enjoyed the performance, and I also enjoyed your acting.
Oh, thank you very much. It's very sweet of you to say. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Dylan Madalena.
So basically, what's your take on this piece?
Well, it obviously has a perspective. It comes from a certain kind of from a particular side, but a lot of people seem to feel that way, and so in that way it's relevant.
Well, I thought, first of all, it was very funny.
Thank you.
And also, I thought the acting was actually very good. And I enjoyed several characters you played. I thought you developed them very well.
Thank you very much. We actually had a conversation among the cast a little bit earlier. It's partially like a sketch show and partially a play, and a lot of us are, you asked me about being trained in improv, a lot of people are specifically like really good at that, whereas other people are more classically trained actors. So it's kind of a nice combination of the two. Working with the improv people is a real joy because I admire it so much.
Well, I thought it was funny, but at times it was kind of dark. Talked a little bit about the way the country was going maybe in the wrong direction and all that. So again, I do see some of those flavors in there. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've thought a lot about this. I do think the country's not going in the right direction, but at the same time, because of the partisanship and the quality of the discourse that's out there, it seems like maybe for a lot of regular people out there, it's good that this is all going down, that we have such a disrespectful person in the presidency, so that they can maybe decide to vote in the future, being that like half of the population voted. We really need that to be more important to people. Those of us who care about it, anyway.
Okay. Once again, I really enjoyed myself. I thought it was very funny, and also I enjoyed the acting very well, and I also enjoyed your acting.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you once again for being on the show.
My pleasure.
Welcome to your alternative reality. We'll be playing at Atwater Village Theater from June 30th to August 12th. For more information, go to www.openfist.org.